There once was a peasant who was missing something from complete and utter happiness. And what was missing in his life was a child. He had been mocked by the other peasants about not having any children. He became angry, returned home to his wife, and said, "I will have a child, even if it's a hedgehog." His words became true, and when his wife had a baby, it was half boy and half hedgehog. The peasant and his wife decided that the only suitable name for their child was Hans-My-Hedgehog, and the boy could be baptized. However, they cannot ask anyone to be his godfather. Along with this very important implication, there were many others that led to his parents sticking Hans-My-Hedgehog behind the stove for 8 years. They left him there, unbothered, never checked on him, never asked if he needed anything, and the only thing that they gave him was a straw to drink out of. His father grew tired of him and thought if only he would die. But he did not die. He just lay there. Finally, father asked Hans-My-Hedgehog if he needed anything from the store. Hans-My-Hedgehog said, "Father, bring me some bagpipes. Go to the blacksmith and have my cock rooster shod, and I will ride away forever and never again come back." The father was thrilled to get rid of him, so he did as he was asked. Finally, the father returned home, and Hans-My-Hedgehog was set to leave. As he rode into the forest, playing his bagpipes, a lost king noticed the beautiful music. The king asked where the music was coming from. He spotted Hans-My-Hedgehog in a tree, went up to him, complimented his music, and asked if he knew his way back to his kingdom. Hans-My-Hedgehog agreed to show him the way, as long as the king would promise to give him one thing, and that was if he would give him the first thing that greeted him at the royal court when he returned home. The king explained the deal that he had made with Hans-My-Hedgehog to the princess after they had hugged, and said that he doesn't think that they would ever cross paths again, to not worry about that deal. However, in the future, when he was in the forest, he had crossed paths with Hans-My-Hedgehog, yet again playing his bagpipes, and led him back to his kingdom. The princess was startled when she first saw him, thinking he was one of the ugliest creatures she had ever seen, and she was scared of him. However, after they had dinner, and once he was set to go to bed, he could still sense the fear from the princess, and he told her, "Do not be scared of my quills. Do not fear them. They will not hurt you." He said that he would take his hedgehog skin off before he would go to bed for good, and then they would throw it immediately in the fire. So, when the clock struck 11, he was stripped of his hedgehog skin, and the men that worked for the king immediately threw it into the fire. He was charred. However, despite him being completely charred, he lay in the bed, a full human. And then he went into the shower, he washed off all the char from the fire, and there he was, a handsome young man. The princess was amazed. She didn't think anything beautiful could be under hedgehog skin, or that a boy who was half boy, half hedgehog, his entire life, could be a young, handsome man. However, she was wrong, and so was the rest of everyone else that was in Hans-My-Hedgehog's life. The end.